There's a very specific type of misery that comes from winning. Now, I know this sounds weird at first, but here's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes winning does not just mean, oh, I won a game, right? Sometimes winning is society telling us what we're supposed to do, as if, hey, we should work at a job for 20 years, build up our retirement account, and then settle with that job and then move on. And then we won. We bought the house and we did whatever we were supposed to do. But here's the thing. You get there and then what? What happens? How do you feel? Well, I can tell you that a lot of people that I've talked to don't feel like they won at all. They feel like they lost. They feel like they wasted time. They wasted effort and they wasted energy and they weren't living up to the purpose that they really wanted all along. This is something that's so common and so sad, but it happens all the time. I call it drifting. A lot of people are just drifting. They're drifting in a current. If you think of the analogy of being in the sea, they're drifting in a current. And the current is society's standards, and they're just drifting with it versus steering a ship with where they actually want to be going, which is what we should be trying to strive for. So when you really get to that point where you have, let's say, worked really hard, you did what you were quote unquote supposed to do, what society told you to do, what your parents told you to do, and then you're winning, well, you have to get to the point where you go, am I really winning? What is this? Why do I feel this way? Well, the problem really is your map. So in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, we have a presupposition, and that is the map is not the territory. This means that the territory is reality and the map is not. The map is our internal perception of reality. It is how we experience reality based on our collection of unique experiences, our subjective experiences. So most of us have a map that has been heavily influenced by parents, schools, society, friends, colleagues, whatever it is. And the map might say things like, money equals safety. Vulnerability is weakness. If I just work harder, I'll finally feel like enough. Things like that. There's all kinds of different things that the map might say. And it's based on our own internal experiences that we've had. As we have experiences of the world, we make meaning from those experiences. And eventually it becomes our structure, our map of reality. But again, the map is not the territory. Reality exists independent of each one of us. And so how we experience it can vary. And the thing is, we can change our map at any point. So I lived this. I went to school, I got the MBA, I worked in an agency, I built myself up to a VP at a company. Eventually I exited that and I started my own agency. I grew that and I had a lot of success. I grew that agency and I exited for 7 figures. It was a big deal. And, according to my map of reality, I should have felt ecstatic, amazing. But all I felt was a huge void because I was ignoring a lot of the things that were actually valuable and important to me. And my map was just flawed, right? My map was flawed. And it's because I had all these influences and experiences telling me, oh, just do the job, provide for the family. You'll be happy when you have this. You'll be happy when you have that. When I bought a house, I did all these things. And it wasn't enough. Eventually, my marriage fell apart. I was unhappy. There was a lot that went wrong. And my identity crumbled. And the thing was, at the end of the day, the identity was the most important thing there. Because in that process, if you're winning at life on paper, but your identity is not aligned, you do not feel like a winner, no matter what you accomplish. And that is what it was for me. I was accomplishing all these things, but I never was feeling like it was giving me what I really needed. Now, of course, I had moments of extreme gratitude and beautiful moments. Now, of course I did. It was great building a company, hiring people, training them, building up businesses, doing all these things. There was amazing experiences there. And I'm very grateful for the experiences I've had. Grateful for the experiences I had with even in my past marriage, all those things. But the thing is, even though I had those great experiences and moments, there was so much misalignment and there was so much in my identity that just was not aligned, that was causing me to feel like a failure, even though I was successful and things like that. If you don't work on your map and structure it in a way that is aligned with your identity, well, you're just going to start to feel like a tourist. And that's basically what I felt like. I felt like a drifter, like a tourist. I was drifting with the currents. I wasn't the architect of my reality, which is what I really needed to become. So if you're in that position where you feel like a drifter, you just have to stop reacting and start designing. It's all about being an architect and structuring things in your favor. It's not about making things up and just, manifesting or whatever. It's about actually looking at your experiences, the real experiences that you've had, and figuring out which ones of those are the ones that you're making up into your identity, your qualities, and how you feel about yourself. Because there's a lot of times where you probably did have success. Like me, I've had a lot of success, but I was still identifying with the failures. And there's a lot of that. So there's so much that you can do in NLP that can help you get there. But the main thing is you have to figure out, what rules are you following that you didn't agree to? What rules do you want to create for yourself based on your experiences? You also need to figure out, who is the man that I want to be to live the life that I want? You really have to get clear on this. Life design it's not just about some vision board. It's not just about journaling. And it's not just about manifestation or telling yourself certain things or trying to force yourself to believe stuff that isn't true. It's about really aligning your daily actions with your core values so that you don't need a vacation to escape your life. You're really living out your values. You're identifying what your values are. You're finding the experiences where you've lived out those values, and you're making that become your actual map that you use every day that connects to your identity. That's what this is all about. The drift can become really dangerous because it can become comfortable. It's comfortable to be just drifting. It is. It's comfortable. But you'll always feel like there's something off, like there's some void if you're doing that. I know I did. I couldn't handle it. It just didn't work for me. And now I'm living an amazing life, the life that I always wanted to live. And that is because I did all this work. I got aligned with my core values. I got real with who I was. It was painful. It's painful. Painful when you have to face how much time you wasted or all that sort of stuff. You have to question your identity. It becomes a difficult process. And it's why a lot of people are comfortable just drifting. But if you're not comfortable just drifting, then go on, check out the links in the description, and you can learn a lot more.